What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So we're here now, and the thing of this is this just broke, you know, earlier on the 4th of yesterday and things like that. And we're here now. Apparently, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was deleted outside of a Manhattan hotel. Okay. Obviously, it was a hit from what's being compared and things like that, and the way that it was strategically aimed at him, and nobody else got hit, nobody else got injured, nobody else was target. And I have I have an angle or two that I'm going to show you guys to where you can clearly see where this could have been actually a real hit and things like that. And yeah, okay. So we're gonna go here now, and we're gonna dive off into this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Are chilling new details tonight following what police say was the premeditated murder of the CEO of United Healthcare on the busy streets of Midtown Manhattan early today. A warning, the images we're about to show you are graphic and you may find them upsetting. Surveillance video capturing the moment Brian Thompson was approached from behind by the shooter, his outstretched arms leveling a handgun at the victim's back. Police say Thompson was shot at least twice. The Minnesota man was pronounced dead at the hospital, the suspect taking off on an e-bike and remains at large. Thompson's wife telling NBC News her husband had recently received threats, but police say the motive for the attack is unknown. The brazen murder taking place only a few blocks from where thousands are gathered tonight for the Christmas tree lighting at Rockefeller Plaza. Police promising there will be high security. Stephanie Goss joins us now from the crime scene. Stephanie, what more do we know tonight?
Well, Lester, Brian Thompson was walking down this city block at roughly 6:30 this morning. He was expected to speak an hour and a half later at United Healthcare's conference here at the Hilton Hotel. He never made it. Tonight in New York City, a manhunt is underway and a shooter is on the loose. It was a brazen attack on the busy streets of Midtown.
Okay, now as you clearly see right here, it looks apparently that this man, of course, straight gun action. If you could tell right there, he had a silencer on that gun. So listen, look, I'm gonna tell you something. And a few things I do know is if you're able to get hold to a silencer, which is illegal for anyone to have outside of maybe government officials or something like that, or, you know, a few spies that work for the alphabet companies and stuff like that, if you get what I'm saying, yeah, it's illegal for you to have a silencer. And he has a silencer on that gun. Look at the muzzle. It's extended. That's a silencer on that gun. The gun stops here. If you can kind of see where I'm pointing my arrow. Yeah, this was a straight up hit.
Town Manhattan, just as the workday was beginning. The NYPD says the gunman was laying in wait for United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack.
NBC News obtained this video from a law enforcement official briefed on the investigation. According to police, Thompson was shot in the back and in the leg.
At the scene, we recover 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shell casings. The motive for this murder currently is unknown.
Emergency responders couldn't save the 50-year-old father of 2, who was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The Minnesota native was in town for a United Healthcare conference being held at the Hilton Hotel. Police say at 6:44 a.m., Thompson was walking to the Hilton from a different hotel where he was staying. The shooter, wearing a black ski mask and hoodie, was already there, according to the NYPD, arriving minutes before. He stepped out from behind a car and started shooting, walking and firing multiple times. At one point, the gun appeared to jam.
It does seem that he's...
As you clearly see, like I just said, it was a silencer on that gun. Hold on. It was a silencer on that gun. Look at that. That gun is extended. That's a silencer. He was dead serious. And apparently, listen, look, let's go here now. Apparently, the United Healthcare is worth $562.10 billion. So this is a major healthcare company and things like that in our nation and stuff like that. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of power. So, and he was the CEO. So whatever was going on behind the scenes, and apparently the wife is going to have a little something to say. He may be getting death threats, things like that. Let's keep going.
It does seem that he's proficient in the use of firearms, as he was able to clear the malfunctions pretty quickly.
The NYPD says at 6:48, officers arrived at the scene, but the gunman had already fled. An eyewitness watched it happen.
And I saw him after he shot him. He ran across the street this way. I tried to take a picture, but it's too far away. It's not that clear.
According to the NYPD, the shooter took off through an alley, grabbing an e-bike and riding it into Central Park, which at that time was filled with morning runners and walkers. That's when the timeline police are publicly sharing ends.
The full investigative efforts of the New York City Police Department are well.
My question is, I wonder if they had cameras in the park. Let's see, that's the thing though. They haven't showed any park footage yet so far, stuff like that. I'm really wondering if they had cameras in the park. This is New York City. You know, in my thought process, they should have cameras every fucking where. So, you know, I would think they would have cameras in the park as well. We're yet to find that out.
Well underway, and we will not rest until we identify and apprehend the shooter in this case.
A law enforcement source briefed on the investigation tells NBC News these photos were taken before the shooting.
We are seeking information from the public to help identify the shooter. As the commissioner said, we have upped the reward up to $10,000 for information.
In Minnesota, Thompson's wife and family in shock.
Brian was a wonderful person with a big heart and who lived life to the fullest. He will be greatly missed by everybody. Our hearts are broken and we are completely devastated by this news.
In a separate phone conversation with NBC News, his wife expressed some concern. There had been some threats, basically, I don't know, a lack of coverage, she said, adding, I don't know details. I just know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him.
Right. I guarantee you, yes, you know, just like a normal man, he would not allow his wife to know too many details and stuff like that. I get that. It just is what it is. Okay. That's not how that's going to go. You know, you're getting threats as a man, whatever. You may leak a little bit to your wife and stuff like that, but you're not going to give her full details.
Despite the threats, she says her husband did not change his travel habits,
which he should have did.
Today, the head of pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly spoke out about the shooting.
I mean, it's shocking. Yeah. He was assassinated, essentially, in the street going to his investor conference.
United Healthcare is the largest private health insurer in the country, part of United Health Group. In a statement, a spokesperson writes in part, "We are deeply saddened and shocked at the passing of our dear friend and colleague." The company says it is working closely with the NYPD. The scheduled conference has been canceled. Tonight, just blocks away from where the shooting took place, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree will be lit in the annual celebration, an event that is always tightly secured by the NYPD. Officials assuring the public there will be a massive presence there tonight.
This is a terrible event, but we're going to go on and people are going to enjoy the tree lighting tonight.
And Stephanie, in the video, we can see Brian Thompson walking alone before the attack occurs, and there doesn't appear to be security personnel with him. What do we know about that?
Well, Lester, a recent stockholder report from United Health Group doesn't suggest that they provide that security for their executives. Other insurance companies, Cigna and Humana, in their reports to stockholders, suggest that they do.
Thanks.
Wow. So we have insurance companies out here that do provide security for their CEOs, but this particular one did not. And that should let you know something right there, that you have other healthcare companies that actually provide security for their CEOs. That means that these people are in major positions of power with our healthcare. This is very serious here. Now, you can't take this lightly because this is, this company is a bulldog in our society, which is worth, like I said, over 500 and something billion dollars. This is a major conglomerate here. This is very serious. This individual, this man should not have been walking along like that without any security, without anybody watching his back. He was already allegedly getting threats and things like that. He should have not been out here like that. You know what I'm saying? And these are just facts. You know, this is wild right here. This is wild. Okay, so yeah, healthcare, man, healthcare in this country is very serious. Okay, people?
Police calling it targeted and brazen. The shooting happened at dawn in Midtown Manhattan. Surveillance video clearly shows a masked gunman walking up behind a man and firing. We're not showing the moment where the victim was hit. This man saw it.
He was here in this corner the whole night. Yeah.
Who was on the corner?
The guy who shot the guy.
Was standing across the street?
He's standing here at this corner.
Lord have mercy. They always, well, I guess if those two guys were the only one that saw it, Jesus.
He was whisked away and questioned by police, who later said there was nothing random about the shooting.
At this time, every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack.
The victim, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, was CEO of United Healthcare, the insurance arm of the U.S.'s largest healthcare company. Flags at its Minnesota headquarters lowered. Thompson was killed outside the hotel.
They lowered flags like it was the president that got deleted. That's what they do for when they lower flags in this country in situations like this. It's a serious situation. You people need to understand how serious this is, that this man got popped like this. You know what I'm saying? This is well, you know, it reminds me of you know, I'm not going to talk about Sparks Steakhouse with the mafia situation with John Gotti. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty much similar to that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, this is a huge situation here and a huge problem that the CEOs of our healthcare companies are able to get popped like this. Our healthcare in this country is, you know, very serious. It controls a lot of things, medication, all types of things. So, you know, these billion-dollar corporations, hundreds of billion-dollar corporations are very targeted. So this is a serious situation. We need to figure out what's going on. They need to figure out what's really happening here with this. Because, you know what I'm saying, I guarantee you, not only was he getting threats, other healthcare companies in our country, I guarantee you their CEOs are getting threats. That's the reason why they had security for those other healthcare companies, which this company right here didn't provide, like was said before.
Where he was to speak Wednesday morning at the company's annual meeting.
Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. The suspect fled, first on foot, then on an e-bike, and was last seen in Central Park on Center Drive early this morning.
Police released these surveillance images, including of the shooter getting away on that e-bike. They also say a cell phone was found at the scene. Crime analysts say it all has the makings of a professional hit.
Hey, listen, look, and you know what? The thing of this is, and I'm going to mention it, but at the same time, though, too, I'm hoping it's not the case, but Jesus Christ. When things like this happen, the first thing they look at, of course, are the people that he worked around, and also, sad to say, but his own family. Like, and it gets that deep. They have to investigate everything, the whole scenario. His wife, children, they have to investigate everybody, his colleagues, all types of things. So yeah, and they start there first, and then everything else goes to a wide net cast to see, you know, saying what's really going on here.
The fact that the shooter used a suppressor and shot accurately from
what I say, what I said, what I showed y'all in the video, a suppressor. Listen, look, he had to keep it quiet. So this was a professional. Whoever this was actually may have served military time or something like that in order to have the access to get something like that. Just a normal person or a normal guy, whatever, even if he's a gun collector, a normal guy can't get hold to a suppressor like that. Like I told you, those things are illegal to have. You cannot have a suppressor as a normal person. You have to have served either some military time or been in one of the alphabet situations, within our government in order to, how to get hold to something like that. Dark web, all types of crazy things. Like this is not something that you just go to the fucking gun show and pick up.
20 feet. Those things are marks of professionals, or at least somebody who is extremely skilled.
Thompson didn't appear to have security. His wife told NBC News he had received some threats, but the motivations of the shooter are just one of many questions in a stunning crime. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point. They definitely need to figure out what's going on, because we can't have the CEOs of our healthcare companies getting popped around here. That's going to be a bad look going into the future here, and especially with this popping off with the turn of the election and all this type of stuff. It's a lot going on behind the scenes that, of course, we don't know. I guarantee it is. Of course, I don't have any evidence and things like that, so I can't quote. Don't be quoting me on that. But I'm just saying, though, just from the look of things, man, like this is wild right here. You got this guy right here, Brian Thompson, the head of one of our super healthcare companies in America, get popped in the middle of the New York street while he's on the way to a conference. Already allegedly had been receiving death threats. Man, come on, bro. It's something going on here. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say, that, my friends, is the bottom line.